The new seats are more comfortable and padded. Or stand up. It all rise for the prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jeff Moran.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Wanted to comment on the extra pay for the city employees for enduring COVID. That sounds like a really good idea until you do it in an election year. Then it just sounds all wrong. Jeffersontown employees ought to have good pay all year long, all along, rather than just get a bonus when times get tough. You know, I was in the military. I'm sure others were in the military. I was a policeman. You kind of do the job and you get stuck with a lot of things that you don't like. And nobody ever gave you bonus pay for it. So I hope when you come to negotiating a new contract, Mayor, I hope that you find a way to give city employees more money as a reward for being good city employees rather than just being around at COVID time. The inflation rate is going up, but it's been pretty heavy since the last 11 years. The real income has been pretty low with all the raises. I don't know other than that what to say, but it would be nice to see that they have all that they need to be the best that they can be. Councilman in front of me to the right, I agree that paying them more is a good idea. I also agree that they shouldn't be responsible for the other departments getting a raise. So when I was here, we had about 30 to 35 employees on the police department that had bachelor's degrees or master's degrees. There is a difference being a police officer than being anything else in the city. I think it's a burden to negotiate for the police department and then lay off onto the other employees. That in and itself should not create an inequity, although I know in the minds of others that it might. But the police department is truly unique in the city as a budget item and as a capability for what they do. If there's no questions, I'll take my leave.
Thank you. Reading in the minutes, January 4th, 2022.
Mayor, I would move that the minutes be approved as distributed, sir.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. General Fund Warrant 1553.
Mayor, I move for approval of General Fund Warrant number 1553 as distributed.
Second.
Hearing a second. Any discussion?
I have one question, sir.
Sure.
This is on page 8, and it has to do with the police department radio contract. And Chief may be able to answer this as well. Now, our current contract for the radios, will that be phased out?
That is the new radios we got.
This is the new radios.
This is the new radios we got in under the grant.
Okay, I thought we were still on the old contract, so
No,
that's,
it's not a contract. It's
Just
the
the new
new radios.
Says
We got
police grants.
the grant money,
Yeah.
and we have to spend the money to get the money, so it pays for the new radios.
okay,
This is 1/4 of the grant
okay.
paid.
Thank you very much.
All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Road fund warrant 940.
I make a motion for approval of road fund warrant number 940
As distributed.
as distributed.
Second.
Your second by Vince. Was it Vince?
Vince.
Okay. Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Tonight, we have a special guest that's from the other side of the street that would like to tell you what's going on down there. You've already seen the renovation. You understand we're going to put a 9/11 memorial there and the next thing to come and other things to be built. Chief Griesbach, if you would take the mic, I would appreciate it.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Council. Appreciate it very much that I can come and just kind of give you an update on what's going on with the fire department. In a few weeks, you'll see the little house across from the firehouse, which is my office, is actually going to be demolished. So we plan on tearing that house completely down, which is going to be right next door to the 9/11 memorial. In place of that house, we're going to build a new house. It's going to be a 2-story colonial house. As you can see there, this is a drawing that Meridian Builders, which is David Weiss, you probably know who that is. Dave builds a lot of houses over in Norton Commons. He does a lot of, very upscale colonial looking homes. He did the bed and breakfast in Norton Commons, which is kind of the another colonial looking house. So this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be a 2-story home. With offices up on the second floor as well as on the first floor. It'll have kind of the same layout on the first floor as it does right now, with administrative office, a boardroom with a kitchen. It'll be handicap accessible. And then on the second floor will be basically my office. We'll have a private conference room, a bedroom upstairs as well. And so on. So this is what it will look like. It will match the fire station per se. The brick will be the same brick. The windows will be red to match the fire station windows. The front will have a porch with kind of arches over it to kind of give you that arch look like our station does. So it's going to hopefully bring that in. But I'm hoping it will actually just bring more of a iconic look to the city of Jeffersontown to kind of go along with the same look that we're trying to push in Jeffersontown, that colonial type, that Jeffersonian look. And so I hope you all be very happy with this. It will look very nice. It will definitely give the memorial a better looking background than that ugly tan sided building that's there now.
That house is old.
It is old. It was we rented. I mean, it goes back to the 40s, and it was renovated by the fire department and used since the mid 1980s. It was sad to see it go, just because it does have a lot of history behind the people that have worked in that house. But I look forward to the new home. I think everybody will.
It's beautiful, and it
like the
lends
looks of it.
itself
So,
towards our town.
Yeah,
I
so
like
it will definitely, I think, stand out. And just like the Paycor building across the street, I think you'll like the looks of it at the end of the square anyway. That will bring something to the state, to the city. Another project we have going on, and that will start hopefully in February, and we're hoping to be in that house because I'm without an office for 6 to 8 months, so I'm just kind of wandering around in my truck right now. But the next project we're going to have, we just hired an architect to finish out the process of building this station. This is our Station 4. Station 4 is out there at the 12,600 block of Telger Road, right across from the Kroger, near the Gene Snyder. It will cover that particular area of our district, since we go all the way out past the Parklands into Deer Trace and so on. There's a lot of area out there that's been pretty much a long response for our companies to get to. So it's been due for a long time. So this station will actually have a fire engine that's housed there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. as well as a medical unit. So an ambulance will be there as well. So we plan on having 6 members in that house 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It will be state of the art inside, even though it looks kind of like an old country looking fire station. That's what our whole idea was, to blend into the neighborhoods out there. We got Stone Lakes, we got Kendall Apartments, we got Harmony, assisted living across the street, but we still have a lot of country homes in that general area that we still want to look not like a downtown firehouse, more of a country type of firehouse. And that's what we're kind of going for there. So that station, we're hoping to break ground sometime around the fall of 2022. And I'm hoping to be in that station late fall 2023 in operation. So we're looking at about a 12 to 14 month build on that. We hope to we'll hopefully know who the contractor will be sometime around June, early July of this coming year, and we'll get started on it as soon as possible. But those are the 2 major projects we got going on. We have a lot of other stuff going on, but those are 2 big ones that really will, stand out to the public anyway. You'll see the house a lot earlier than you will see the fire station, but both of them will be working about the same time. So if you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer.
Nice. It's very nice.
Chief, the new house you're going to build,
Yes, sir.
in the apex of it, will you put the J-Town logo on it like you did like this other building?
Initially, I was going to, but David came up with an idea, and I'm trying to think of what they call this. But if you can remember, like old downtown areas, they had the signs that stick out from the buildings out this way. So when you walk down the sidewalk, you see the sign.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at just doing that right now.
Okay.
I can always add the drive it or the type of Maltese cross and put up in that apex.
With JFD on it?
Yeah, with JFD on it. But right now, I think I'm just going to put basically Chief's house with the little sign on it, just to see how that looks and go from there.
Well, that actually would complement the square even better.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that just the look of the house matching the fire station will bring that together. Working with Matt Munet and the memorial, we want to make sure there's a flagpole there. I don't think a flagpole is actually incorporated in the memorial. So I'm looking at probably putting a flagpole between the house and the memorial that will hopefully brings people's attention that, hey, this is not just a typical home downtown. This actually has another purpose with the fire station. So don't want to bring too much attention because I don't want too many people coming over there. But, we want to know where people to go if they need to go there.
Outstanding.
Know what I mean?
Anything else for the chief?
Looks great.
You have him here. Any
All right.
questions or?
It's nice.
Okay.
Partnership with the city. We really appreciate you all helping us out with the COVID testing. We have ordered a lot more of the rapid tests. I know it's become more of a problem, and it has been more of a problem for us this time around than it was a year and a half ago. Believe it or not, we have more people off now than we ever have had due to COVID. Now, it's not as severe as the original one, but I believe this is something we're going to have ongoing. So the partnership that we've had with the city to buy those rapid tests have been great. We appreciate that. And again, if you all ever need those, please let us know. I think we're expecting those to come in any time now. But right now we do have the PCR tests, but they just take about 24 hours to get those tests back, the test results back. But the rapids we do have on order. We ordered 300 of them this time. Last time we had 100, and it took us 10 months to go through those. I believe we'll go through 300 within 10 months this time around. That's just how much we're using them.
So y'all I believe I told y'all last time, but I'm not sure that Chief and I talked, and he originally agreed to do all the testing for us and employees and everything and family for free, but because of the amount of people we're sending him, they just requested help. Can you pay half? And we'll work that. It's a good agreement. It's not, we're talking
No.
minimal amount for a maximum result, because by doing the rapid test, I can get employees right back to work.
Chief, when you get a chance and you feel comfortable with the numbers about Station 3 that we talked about earlier,
Yes.
can you get back with us so that the
Absolutely.
whole council knows what we're talking about?
Sure. I'll bring a report back as soon as possible, and we can do that presentation right here. That'd be fine
Wonderful.
with me.
That'd be best. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Anybody else have anything for me? Again, thanks for the opportunity. Appreciate it very much. And thanks for all that showed up for our banquet. We really do appreciate you all coming. We had a great time. I hope you all had a good time. And I know my members really appreciated that presence from the city
I
council.
don't think Jimmy's put down his axe yet. He's been still carrying it around. I think
It's
it's,
a heavy axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you all very
Sean.
much.
thanks.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. First reading of Resolution 684, Series 2022, a resolution declaring the benches in the council chamber as surplus. As you can see, we have 4 left. The intent I have is the 2 you see on the left and the right will go in the very back against the wall to keep some of the history of the benches that were here, but yet not have them stored here. So all of them have gone to different people. We put it out by request on Facebook and sold them for a minimum amount, but everybody came, picked them up himself, tore them down himself. We're down to 4.
The amazing thing about that is the mayor tried to give them away. Once you put a price tag on them, they sold.
Well, we did contact, both Schuyler contact different ministries, churches, and then I sent out a request to all the cities that had churches in them that had the tornado disaster. We did all that prior to it. It was interesting when we put it on Facebook. A lot of people said you should do this. We were already ahead of the game in doing that.
That's right.
They were offered, but unfortunately, that's not their high priority right now.
I make a motion for approval of resolution number 684, series 2022 by title only.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Resolution number 684, Series 2022, a resolution declaring benches in council chamber as surplus. That concludes first reading. You may entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. There is an added item. It's Resolution 685. It was emailed out to you today. It's a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a memorandum of agreement. I'll let Schuyler explain it to you and why it's moving so quick. And part of it's moving so quick is because we're trying to get this done prior to Gaslight.
Yes, this pertains to Watterson Trail Phase 1. It's a supplemental agreement. It does not change the numbers in terms of percentage contributions. It is necessary, the resolution's necessary in order to authorize execution of the supplemental agreement, which is with the state on the Watterson Trail Phase 1, which is ongoing. We have to do these periodically with the state in order to keep them current. It's basically a quote unquote, for want of a better word, a renewal type thing. And the language didn't change at all. And unfortunately, we didn't receive it until almost 3:00 on Friday afternoon. And so I got it out bright and early this morning so that we didn't delay another 2 weeks for another meeting. One of the things and the reason why we didn't want to delay is as the mayor pointed out, we need to keep this moving for Gaslight. Also, it authorizes us to receive $1.799 million. So we wanted to expedite on that. But this is a resolution that you've done many, many times before with respect to streetscape, the Olmsted Bridge, numerous other projects, bike and ped path, that sort of thing.
It just basically, it's a resolution for you all to say, yes, you saw that they sent us a memorandum agreement, that you saw it, and then we send it back to them saying you saw it. That's about it. I mean, it's redundant, but we have to do it to get the money.
I make a motion for approval of resolution number 685, series 2022 by title.
Any further discussion?
Yes, you say the bike and ped path, is that the one going down Watterson Trail
It
to
has nothing to
Stony
do
Brook?
with bike and ped. It's Phase 1 of Watterson
Ocean
Trail.
Trail.
It's the streetscape, similar to what we did on Tails Road fence. The Phase 2 is Phase 1 is from, I guess, Billtown Road to the end of the firehouse. And then the next phase would be from the firehouse down to Ruck Regal and from Billtown to Ruck Regal. And then beyond that there is another grant that does the bike and ped any farther. It's not the same grant. This is the one that will do the sidewalks and the lighting and also remodel the whole front of the building here, along with changing the entrance into the parking over here. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Resolution number 685, Series 2022, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute memorandum of agreement. That concludes first reading. You may entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Second reading of ordinance 1424, series 2022. This is a ordinance that you all passed unanimously last time, authorizing us to take over the approval and review of landscape for development plans.
I'll make a motion, the second reading of ordinance number 1424, series 2022 be approved as distributed.
Second.
Is that what you want?
By title
By
only.
title only.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Like sign. Motion carries.
Second reading of ordinance number 1424, Series 2022, an ordinance amending Chapter 150 of the Jeffersontown, Kentucky Code of Ordinances to add a new section to Chapter 11, Part 6 of the Jeffersontown Land Development Code. That concludes second reading. You may entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Committee reports. Councilman Abrams.
Mayor, Finance has no official report. I would like to add three things. One is just, I know that when as Chief Driesbach was leaving, I asked him to, at his convenience, report back to the council on, and the reason was, we had spoke twice now about the fact that none of our fire departments, our buildings have the baby boxes that you can drop off if you're going to abandon a child and give up a child. I feel we need one here in Jeffersontown. He's going to look into the cost of it. It should be at the police department because they have paramedics, and he's thinking,
Fire Department.
I'm sorry, fire department. Thank you, sir. Because he's got the paramedics, and he believes it should be at Firehouse number 3, which is Stony Brook, as far as the convenience of it. So he's going to look into the cost of it. I think the benefit ratio is much better or much more important than the cost. Anyway, that's what we were discussing just then. And then love the doors, Mayor. I think the transom looked great. I might add, and I'm sure you've already thought about this, but the concern is that they're so clear, people are going to run into them. What's the possibility of having them etched like you have the doors at the Jeffersonian? Is it possible?
Well, the top, actually, we can close the doors. We don't have to leave them open. That was the key thing.
Right, right.
But the top will say, where the glass is, at the very top will say council chambers. And the doors at this time, we're looking to put an anti-glare, because when you look at them coming down the hall, it shows what's behind you rather than the seal. We have not decided what to put on them, but rather than etch them as the front is and as the Jeffersonian, the Public Works building, if you all have been in it, where it says the Public Works has a seal, that is actually a film. And so what we're going to possibly do is put a film on here of something rather than etch it, so that if anybody in the future wants to change, they can just peel it off and put a new film on it.
Yeah, I was just, that would eliminate the concern of somebody running into it.
You have two handles on there that are on there too.
They won't see.
They won't see the handles.
Floating
It's
handles.
possible.
And it is open, but no.
I'll be the one who runs into it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
and then the last thing, and not to belabor this topic, but just so that the public who's watching this knows that in response to comments made earlier, we did not give bonuses. The mayor and of course the city attorney are much more apt to talk about this than I am, but it was pandemic pay, and we gave it to everyone because our belief, our culture here as the mayor's office and council is that we refuse to separate our employees into different classes. And during the pandemic, our employees were asked, and some were even committed to being present during a pandemic that we didn't know anything about, concern-wise, and they put their safety and their health and their family's safety and health at risk for the benefit of the city. That's why the pandemic had nothing to do with an election year at all. And we would have done this at any year. So that's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Hall.
Planning and zoning has nothing to report, but I did want to follow up on a request. So we're talking about the cityscape on Waterston Trail getting started soon. I had asked November, December, and I haven't followed up with you. The safety of crossing the street around the 5-star down near the beach. We have crosswalks on the right in the heart of
Yeah.
the historic district, but a lot of people wander and cross over that way, and there's no real street light or bright light there. And I was asking for the safety of people crossing the street and coming down Billtown and just seeing the green light and shooting this way, hitting people. Is that still something we could do tentatively until this is in, or is it something that this is going to be done very soon? I mean, we're coming wintertime, not as many people out wandering the streets at night, but at night, that's a very dangerous corner.
You might come up and get with Matt and look at the plans to see, because there's all new street lights all the way down and all everything. So you might look and see where they are in case something that you're talking about might be moved to someplace else.
Okay.
But we're hoping that this MOA goes to Frankfurt within middle of February. We put it out for bid, and then it should be starting very soon after that, depending on climate. Climate, weather, and climate of people being busy.
Yeah.
So
I was just thinking of a tentative fix that we might be able to do, but I mean, if this is going that quick, that's
that's it. Look.
okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
What else? Is that it?
That's it, sir.
Councilman Powell.
Mayor, I'd like to send a moment of prayers out to the Thomas family. They've lost a very sweet son, uncle, and that. I don't know if you know who he is or not.
Brad Thomas and Ricky Thomas own the muffler shop on the corner,
Right.
and Ricky Thomas's son was the one that dove in and tried to save the girl that dove
Right.
into the water.
Exactly. Other than that, I don't have anything to report.
Thank you, Ron. Councilman Garzanti.
No reports on Public Works, thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilman Bloom.
No official report for economic development. I know that Quill's Coffee's coming to town.
Soon, sometime, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
They posted their sign back up.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Their sign came back up, so of course questions. People are asking questions.
They bought new tape to hold it up.
They bought new tape. So will they contact the city or anything like that for any inspections prior to going in, or are they ready to open when they can open? Do we know?
I mean, if they do electrical work or building or anything that
They do that kind of stuff.
requires permits, yes, we would inspect it.
Okay.
Other than that, they're
Yeah, because I know that they don't have to tell us anything unless they need to get a permit or something. So there haven't been any permits asked or anything like that.
Oh, I can't answer that. I mean, we could check Scott
check,
and see,
okay.
but I mean, they've been working on that for 2 years.
I feel like it's been a long time. I mean, there's been, some stuff going on in our country.
Mark, you might want to get with
So
Dina.
I can understand a delay, right? So,
Yeah.
Mark, you might want to check with Dina. If they're members of the chamber, they may have a ribbon cutting for them.
yeah.
Nothing's been scheduled with the mayor to cut the ribbon. They usually call me.
We could check with the mayor.
Hopefully in downtown, they would call me to cut the ribbon.
So
Maybe not.
no, but that was it, Mayor. I was just seeing if we knew of anything, and I feel like my gut told me like, nah, we don't know of anything yet. So,
Really like for them to open soon.
yeah.
I agree.
All right.
Councilwoman Ware.
I'm just happy Steak and Shake's coming back.
I'm so mixed on that.
Parks and Rec has no report.
Okay. We're not sure how they're coming back. The plan I've read nationwide or whatever wide is more of a rallies version rather than a sit down version. But
Yeah,
they
that's
got
what
the
I've
building built, so they may do that. I'm not sure. They haven't said
Like automated stuff, like you go punch a screen and then they make it.
make it
Pick
for
it
you,
up.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else, ma'am? Okay. Councilwoman Pike.
Safety has no report tonight.
Thank you. Councilman Perkins.
Mayor, I have no report, but just real quickly while we're talking about this Waterson Trail project, several years ago, some people approached us about possibly building a new fence and adding a new look to the cemetery there on between Billtown Road and Waterson Trail. And I know it's private land, but I know that there's not a lot of money coming in to make improvements like that. But can we look into maybe building some kind of decorative fence around that?
All we could do is phase 2 is where that more would come in, and going down Waterson Trail, there is some work being done. I can't tell you what it is. I mean, not that I can't tell you, I just not remembering what it is. There is sidewalks going on that side, drainage and everything else, but I'm not sure if it's a wrought iron fence there or what, but that would be the thing to check, Ray. If you want to check with Matt, see what is in look at the plans for phase two. It does not go all the way around, I can tell you that.
Right.
Yeah.
People keep hitting the fence.
I can also recall that 3 or 4 years ago, there was a liberalization of the ability of cities to maintain cemeteries in that sort of way. And because we had no involvement in that, it's one of those things. I remember seeing it, but I don't remember exactly what we can and we can't do. But I'll look at that because that's
It was brought up several years ago. We couldn't because it was private property or something.
Yeah, I
in the
remember
past, there was no way that we could do it. And then it was liberalized that there were certain circumstances where we could. But I have to look at it again. I didn't study it that closely.
If you look at that, I truly appreciate it.
And it
Sure.
could be a matter of looking to see what we're doing on the Waters and Trails side and mimic that on 3 other sides.
And
Mhm.
I would concur with Councilman Perkins. I think that's a great idea. My question to the city attorney is, where does the right of way end? Right there, because if the right of way extends over, we could do something within the right of way.
The fence is not in our,
No.
it's not us.
Mm-mm.
And you know what's odd is on the other end, if you'll look, there's actually a separate fenced area. That area is, I believe, owned by Jeffersontown up to the fence.
The small area on the backside on Ruck Regal
Yes.
is the Black
Okay.
Cemetery.
Right.
I mean, it's
Well, the
segregated.
original
Original Black
yeah,
Cemetery
right.
was.
Pike Cemetery, is it your
No, but I was thinking while y'all was talking about that, we tried to get a walkway from the post office over to St. Edward Cemetery there, so people didn't have to walk out on the street. So if they've kind of loosened up a little bit on their rules and regulations, maybe we could still do something like that, because that's hard when people have a funeral there and they walk down Billtown Road.
Yes.
So just
and I think the challenge with that, Carol, is the post office, right? It's federal government. Like because we're trying to get, I mean, I feel for like 8 years, we've been trying to get a sidewalk down that side
I know.
of Wreck Regal.
It's been longer than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe 10 years. Yeah.
A
'Cause
long
we've been here
time.
for 12. So I feel like that was one of the first things.
Okay.
Anything? Oh, right. Razor.
No, sir.
That's it. Just to let you know, because of COVID, because of schools are NTI, all the DARE graduations have been canceled. So don't have to put anything on your calendar for them. But we are doing DARE, or have been trying to do DARE. As you see, the council doesn't, as I said, doesn't have the wooden benches, but you got new church chairs. All those in the audience that have a little pocket in front of them. If you have your missal that you can read, it's made for that. But we tried to bring comfort chairs here, and this is a good pick. I think Debbie's the one that found them. The doors are the second edition. We've already done the windows and the blinds. So the next thing will be the carpeting. So the carpeting looks to come in about a week, and then it'll be scheduled. So hopefully by the end of February, all this will be done and the chairs will be put in. And this will give us the ability to have other meetings in here, move the chairs around, put tables in and that type of thing. So we're moving forward with this one. The museum, out of 9 furnaces, 7 has been installed. Well, all 9 have been installed. The last 2 have to be ducted to be finished. And after that, where the furnaces went in the museum, we had to put a separate room over where Beth is for storage. So that has been built. And the carpet for that area has been ordered. The glass doors for them has been ordered. They're supposed to be in next month. And at that time, we'll be finish up the painting in there and putting the doors and the carpet over there. So that's the things that are moving on right now. Hearing no other questions?
Mayor, if there's no other business, I make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Oh, just one other quick thing, just to let you know, even though we have adjourned, this is not actually a set of business, but we have been honored with a $10,000 cyber grant by your Kentucky League of Insurance Services that we applied for to be used for